Welcome to the Serious Sarcasm Podcast. My name is Jay DeRozier. Everything you hear is purely my opinion and absolutely not gospel truth. If you do find yourself getting a little bit too worked up over what I say, feel free to take your opinion and, well, you know where. Now that we got that straightened out, sit back, relax, and you might want to get yourself some popcorn because it's going to be a long one. Enjoy the show, y'all.
Yo, what is going on? My name is Jay DeRozier. Welcome to the Serious Sarcasm Podcast, brought to you by myself. We don't got a sponsor yet, but we're gonna working on that. We're working on that. Of course, I want to say thank you guys for returning. To the people who are new to the show, thank you for tuning in, lending me your ears, lending me your eyes, depending on how you're viewing this or listening to this. And of course, we want to give a big shout out to the voice in the sky, Mr. Podcast Doctor, aka Mr. Phil.
What is going on? Favorite time of the week?
Oh, I appreciate you. Don't say that too loud. We don't want the other podcasters to hear that.
No, they can hear it.
But now, in all seriousness, man, it's been a great week. Give you guys a quick update on my week. Been kind of wild being a father. My kid is sick, so it is what it is. You know, nursing him back to health. So people know the trials and tribulations of being a parent. For those who don't, you know when it is when you're sick. So imagine a 5-year-old sick. So it's notched up a little bit more.
Oh man, you got snot everywhere.
Oh yeah, all that.
Yep.
But I'm here, full of energy, happy to be here. Excited to be here. We have a great show for you today. I do want to give a quick, how do I say this? A quick shout out. I forgot the guy on TikTok's name, but the guy went back and forth with me. I don't know if you know about this, Phil, but I did say I wasn't going to talk about politics again until election week.
Uh-oh.
But just a quick point. This is not a topic on the show. Just a quick side note. I had a follower on TikTok who kind of went off on me, and come to find out, typical MAGA guy. It is what it is. I could care less. But he went back and forth with me talking about Kamala's not black, right? So I said to him, I was like, yo, no disrespect to you, my dude, but you being a white man, you telling me who's black and who's not is a little bit racist. Reason being is because if you're not a part of that creed or ethnicity or that background, I don't think it's your place to say who's black and who's not, or who has a black card and who doesn't. And dude went off. The second I said that, he was like, you Democrats are all the same, blah, blah, blah. I was like, first of all, I never said if I was Democrat or not. I never said who I was even voting for. Like, but he went on the whole thing, started mentioning the podcast, and like every TikTok video he could find that was calling Kamala not black. It was a funny week for me, honestly. How about your week, Phil?
So I'm having water problems still.
Oh yes,
I just got a big dumpster in my house because we're gonna clean out everything so they can rip up the ground.
Oh.
So that is my week, and very expensive.
Home insurance is not helping out.
I'm a renter, dog, and it's crazy because my landlord is a slumlord and won't fix shit. Yeah, so this is not very demure.
Oh,
not mindful.
All right, guys, this has been another great episode of Serious Sarcasm Podcast. He said that damn word.
I did it.
He said the damn word. Anyways, y'all, let's get back on track. Jesus Christ, he said demure. Let's get back on track, y'all. With the first topic of the day, guys, I hate to say I told you so, but we're going to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes, y'all. All right, so for those who are not into sports or may not know a lot about sports, the Colorado Buffaloes, University of Colorado, is obviously in Boulder, Colorado, not Denver, for some of you guys who think that. The head coach of the team is none other than one of the greatest football players of all time, top 5 in my opinion, Mr. Deion, primetime, Neon Deion Sanders. They won their opening game of the season against North Dakota State. They did a great job in the second half, in my opinion, on defense. Granted, the first half wasn't that great. Even though North Dakota State is not on their level talent-wise or competition-wise in the sense of North Dakota State is an FCS school, Colorado is an FBS school. I don't have the time to go through what's the difference between an FCS and FBS school. You can Google it and figure it out. But basically, North Dakota State is the premier FCS school. So North Dakota State would be FCS's version of like an Alabama or Georgia, Notre Dame, USC, like some of these perennial programs who are always at the top or always get the best recruits for that specific level of competition. No, but North Dakota State is not a Division II school. I just want to make sure I differentiate the difference in the two schools when it comes to that. But basically, Colorado had a tough time in that game. They won that game, I think it was about by 5 or 6 points. Basically, the game came down to the last play of the game. Speaking as somebody who was a heavy supporter of Colorado, even though I'm a big USC Trojans fan, I do want to see Deion and Colorado do great this season. It was a little underwhelming to see them win that close of a game. I wanted them to go, I didn't think they would blow out North Dakota State. I thought they would win by at least, probably 17 points or 2 touchdowns and a field goal, something that's respectable for North Dakota State, but something that's not a wide gap, like ridiculous that they should have been on the same field as them. I do want to say this about North Dakota State, though, and FCS schools in general. One thing we're going to notice in the coming years, and you've noticed it already when it comes to, basketball, for example, on the worldwide stage, the athletes that the world is making day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, some of these competition level gaps that you're going to see in college football, NFL football, college basketball, professional basketball, the gaps are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and narrower to the point where you're going to see teams, you might see a team like UTEP upset Georgia one day. I think this Colorado, North Dakota State game is a prime example of that. But besides all that, I do want to give a couple shout outs. Shout outs to Travis Hunter, bro. Travis Hunter is, like I said 2 weeks ago before the game, Travis Hunter is the best player in college football. Man plays both ways. Pause.
Whoa.
I already knew what you were about to say. I already knew it. You see how I set myself up for it? I already knew what you was about to say. But no, Travis Hunter plays both ways, offense and defense. He does a great job.
Oh, you did it again.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sorry.
But he does a great job on both sides of the ball. Pause. I think he had the catch of the year so far. I mean, granted, that catch, I forgot the receiver from USC who caught the ball one-handed between two defenders. But
wait, was that the interception? That was.
I seen that interception. By the way, that I don't know who made that interception in week 1 of college football, but whoever made that interception, that was so unnecessary to catch it one-handed because he jumped over the damn receiver.
He jumped over him by like 3 feet.
Yeah, by 3 feet. He was in the air by himself, no contest, and still was like, you know what? Let me make this pretty. One hand, yoink.
Yeah,
he could have easily caught that with 2 hands.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, Travis Hunter, man, shout outs to him, man. I think he's probably going to go top 5 in the draft. My issue is I don't know if he's going to go as a corner or a receiver because I don't think in this modern era of the NFL, no one's ever been drafted as just an athlete. Like how you go into college as an athlete and they'll pick your position, whatever the case is when you're in your first practices or your first spring practices in college. I don't know how Travis Hunter is going to figure that out, but, he probably has a plan. Of course, he has a great support system. We've heard great stories about his mom, great stories about how Deion supports him, and great stories how he, holds himself as a young man. So Travis Hunter will figure that out. Next shout out, Shedeur Sanders, my guy, Shedeur Sanders a dog, man. He's a dog, bro. He's having the same issues this year as he had last year when it comes to offensive linemen. Granted, the offensive line tightened up in the second half. I think that first half they had to get hit in the mouth a couple of times to kind of figure out what they had to do. So the Shedeur Sanders, I would hate to see what he looks like behind the offensive line, like what Georgia has or what Alabama has or USC has for the most part. I would hate to see how he plays behind the offensive line like that. But shout outs to Shedeur Sanders, man. I think he's gonna be a top 10 pick as well. The next person I want to talk about is Shiloh, Deion's other son. He's the older one compared to Shedeur. Shiloh, you are gonna be a great safety. You do a lot of great things. You always arrive with violence.
Oh,
like there's one thing I was always taught when I played corner, in every level of football I ever played, is that arrive to the ball with violence.
You know what, Jay? I think you would be a good pro wrestler.
Why you say that?
I don't know. Just your look and the way you talk. And you just quoted, like, that could be your catchphrase.
Arrival violence?
Hell yeah.
That's something I've heard all my life.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Trademark it, bro.
Nah, I guarantee there's like 50 football coaches right now as we speak, probably telling their players right now on the field. But yeah, I love the fact that Shiloh always arrives to the ball with violence. My only caveat to that is arrive on time with the violence, because some of the penalties you're getting, it don't make no sense. And I would hate for someone like Shiloh Sanders, who I think is going to be a great safety on the next level, to get the rep of being a dirty player. I would hate for him to get a rep like that. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. You know, granted, he's not on the level of I forgot there was a safety last year that Colorado played against when they played against Colorado State, who hit Travis Hunter like 3 minutes after the play ended, and he knocked out Travis Hunter for like 3 weeks. But I hate for him to get like that notion of like he may be a dirty player or he doesn't play the game the right way. But besides that, man, Colorado has a lot of great games coming up. This week they're playing Nebraska. I got high hopes for them. Nebraska has, Patrick Mahomes lookalike as a quarterback, but that kid is raw. Dylan Raiola, I think is the quarterback for Nebraska's name. I think that kid looks amazing. He's a true freshman. Dude looks amazing. But I think Colorado's going to pull out that game. Pause. But I think it's going to be a close game. I think Colorado's probably going to win that game I want to say Colorado's going to win that game by 2 scores, but not 2 scores as in 2 touchdowns. I think 2 scores as in a touchdown and a field goal. It's going to be something that's a nail biter, but Colorado's going to probably get a late turnover towards the end of the game, kick a field goal to ice the game with 10 points, and I think that Colorado's going to walk off the field winning in Lincoln, Nebraska. But I do want to say, I'm here in Orlando, UCF. We got Colorado at home. I should say we. I'm not a UCF fan. I just live in Orlando. But Colorado's coming to the UCF, and I'm probably going to go to that game. Dion Jr., a.k.a. Bucky, if you watching this, my guy, look, come on, hook it up. Big fan of y'all's. Woloff Media, shout-outs to y'all. But anyways, Colorado, good luck on the rest of you guys' season. I probably won't speak about Colorado much unless it's on Twitter. I got other things to talk about. Kind of like other things I got to talk about. You know what? Let's flip the script a little bit. Let's talk about Caitlyn Clark first on the next topic. Miss Caitlyn Clark, as you guys can see her face on the screen. Caitlyn Clark she's
very handsome.
You're so disrespectful.
What?
You're so disrespectful.
that is a handsome woman.
You out of pocket, bro.
What?
Out of the whole pocket.
She can ball.
She can ball. The reason I want to talk about Caitlyn Clark, this has nothing to do with Angel Reese. Kind of like how I spoke about Caitlyn Clark last time. This is specifically about Caitlyn Clark and Caitlyn Clark only. If you guys have not seen, since the Olympics have ended and now the WNBA season is back in full swing again, Caitlyn Clark has been on a run, bro. Like a run. I know Angel Reese has the double-doubles. Caitlyn Clark's getting the triple-doubles. Caitlyn Clark is dropping 28, like 12 assists and like 6 rebounds. LeBron James type numbers. You know what I'm saying? I think Caitlyn Clark, right? Hold on, let me get my MacBook real quick. Caitlyn Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent, man. I think she is probably going to win Rookie of the Year. Granted, I would love to see me personally, I would love to see a situation where Rookie of the Year gets split in half, kind of like how they did back in the day with Jason Kidd, and I forgot who won Rookie of the Year with Jason Kidd back in the day. But I would kind of want to see that for her and Angel Reese, because Angel Reese just broke the record for most rebounds in a single season by any WNBA player, not just a rookie, just any WNBA player of all time. So I think that's pretty dope. But to circle back to Caitlyn Clark, the stuff that she's doing on the court is so amazing to me. And it frustrates me that we're just talking about like dumb shit when it comes to her. Now, this is not me trying to be an apologetic person for Caitlyn Clark or be, Captain Save a Caitlyn. Instead of save a Caitlyn, you know what I'm saying?
Save a clock.
I'm dead. Save a clock. But it's just more so, I think a lot of people who don't watch the W don't understand the stuff that she's doing or the stuff that any of these women are doing in general, like especially Asia Wilson. I think my main frustration really with Caitlyn Clark's press is not Caitlyn Clark, it's more so the NBA. I think the NBA is dropping the ball terribly this year when it comes to marketing the WNBA. There's no reason why some of these sellout games for the WNBA, for example, the Phoenix Mercury, I believe it was the New York Liberty and the Connecticut Suns had a sold-out game. And I can't remember the arena for the life of me they sold out. But they had a sellout game. And the only way you could find that game, Phil, was like on a random channel or a random subscription. It wasn't even on, I only think it was on WNBA's League Pass.
Oh, wow.
So I think the NBA is dropping the ball with the W.
Well, it could be because they did these TV deals before they knew this was going to blow up.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
So next year, well, whenever they have to renegotiate, I'm sure.
That CBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be time because this is, out of all of my years on this earth, I've never seen this much information regarding the WNBA ever.
I would agree with that. And this is coming from somebody who went to WNBA games when I was a kid. I used to go to the New York Liberty games all the time, watch Becky Hammon ball the fuck out. But it just frustrates me because the conversation about Caitlyn is similar to, you remember back in the day when LeBron first got in the league? I mean, granted, LeBron is still getting it now, but when LeBron first got in the league, and this is kind of like this is kind of coincides. It literally is perpendicular. Literally, LeBron's rise in the league is perpendicular to Skip Bayless's rise in sports media.
What?
It's literally perpendicular to it. Like, it's literally a perfect. And what I mean by that is the conversation around Caitlyn Clark is everything but what she's doing on the court. You see what I'm saying? The same thing goes for Asia Wilson. The same thing goes for Angel Reese. The same thing goes for some of these other great W players. And it makes no sense to me. And the reason why is because we're not really seeing the clips and highlights of them actually playing on the court. People are more worried about Asia Wilson is probably dating Bam Adebayo rather than Asia Wilson dropping another double-double. People are more worried about what Angel Reese, who she's unfollowing or following, rather than the double-doubles that she's getting night in and night out. People are more worried about what Caitlyn Clark dropping 30 points on another black point guard means to race relations rather than just admiring what she's doing on the actual effing court. And the WNBA has a serious problem, even though it's a great thing for the league itself that all these women are finally getting the chance to shine, especially Caitlyn Clark specifically being the spearhead for that. I just think it's annoying that it's turning into something where we're not talking about what's on the court. As much as we may talk about what some of these NBA players are doing on the court, what OnlyFans girl they're following on Instagram, what OnlyFans girl they're fucking this week, what rapper baby mom they dating this week, we still admire what they do on the court. Why can't we do the same for the W? That's all I'm saying. I think the marketing needs to be a little bit better from the NBA standpoint because the NBA owns the W, so they need to do a little better on that standpoint. But story for another day, right? Anyways, speaking of marketing and followings and following people, let's talk about black celebrities, man.
I was gonna do a collage, but then I was like,
Nah. I don't really necessarily want to mention any specific black celebrities, but the reason why I do want to speak about black celebrities in general, like I did say at the beginning of this episode, I'm not talking about politics or anything like that until election week, but I'm gonna speak about politics when it comes to the black community. What I mean by that is, I'm not speaking about vote for Kamala, vote for Trump, vote for whoever you want. That's y'all business. What I'm speaking about specifically is, black people, all black people, no matter how light you are, how dark you are, please, let's stop. You know what? Instead of me saying this, Phil, can you play the clip of Malcolm X, please?
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. And it is an honor, actually, that they endorsed Dr. Martin Luther King and were against the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's actually an honor.
The reason why I play that clip that clip was like, 1950, 1960, right?
gotta be, because he was assassinated in '68.
Yeah, he was assassinated in '68, so it has to be 1960s. This is over 60 years ago now. We're in the 2020s, so 60 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, that Malcolm X made that statement live on TV. The reason why I played that clip is I'm seeing so much of a divide between what's going on day by day as a black man compared to what's going on in the celebrity world. Now, when Ice Cube says something, or Jay-Z says something, or anybody in hip-hop culture, any athlete says something about politics, we're the first ones to kick the back end about, oh, they're using their voice the wrong way. Whose fault is it that we're looking at a LeBron James, a Jay-Z, a Ice Cube for political advice. That's not their fault, in my opinion. That's not their fault. Granted, Ice Cube, specifically Ice Cube and Jay-Z, the reason I'm using those two people as an example, they're not the people I'm really trying to talk about right now, but I'm gonna use those two people as an example. Jay-Z has done a great job in his music going from the hustler talking about bitches, money, cash, hoes. One of my favorite songs from Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
So he went from that to talking about his mistakes as a father, his mistakes as a husband, his downfalls growing up as a man or learning himself as a man in this spotlight. Ice Cube went from his first album with NWA, which was a big political statement, one of the most controversial songs probably ever made at the time, Fuck the Police, which is not only a political stance, but it's also a real stance. They went from that to where they're at now, still successful black people in our community, in our culture. I'm not saying we shouldn't look to them first. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't look to them at all for advice about how to navigate through the world. We shouldn't look to them first. Granted, we have an issue in the black community where black men specifically, a lot of us haven't been there for our kids. I'm not speaking about myself personally. I am what I think is a great father. I'm not speaking about Phil. Phil is a great father as well. But in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and even now to this day, one thing I've always learned is if you're looking for a role model, you should be looking at a role model across the kitchen table from you. Whether in my situation, I got lucky. I was born in a family where I had 3 sisters, 3 brothers, a mom, and a dad. I had a full family. I'm the baby of 7. With a mom and a dad, I'm Haitian and Dominican, so I got 50 uncles and 50 aunts. But so I had plenty of opportunities to look for, role models in my house. I think the issue is a lot of us in the black community don't have that role model in our own home. So we look at these celebrities that we see with buying a big house, buying the cars, wearing the jewelry. I guess for the younger generation, popping bottles, and all that other stuff. And we think they are the people that we need to follow because they have the success. So they're probably going to lead me to where I think I should be financially, where I think I should be mentally, emotionally, even in my own personal relationships. That's not how the world works, yo. I'm sorry. No disrespect to who I'm about to mention now, but I shouldn't be looking at Lil Baby on how to make myself a zero to a hero. That's not to say Lil Baby is not a great person. I'm not looking at these rappers. I'm not looking at these athletes to make myself, to get myself out the mud. I think we have a terrible misconception in the black community that we keep looking at these celebrities as, damn, it's gonna fucking suck to say this, but we keep looking at these celebrities as the pillars in our community. They're not the pillars. They are. What's a different word for a pillar, bro?
Anchor.
Yes, that's the better. I think celebrities, like these black celebrities, are pillars in our community, but they're not the anchors to hold us down. We should be looking at some of these people like a Maxwell Frost, who's in Congress, to be looking at somebody like that as a pillar in our community, well, as an anchor in our community, someone we could look up to, someone who's trying to make change in our community. Say what you want, say what you feel about the Obama family. Those are 2 people before they became president and first lady were anchors in our community of what they were trying to do on the foreground.
Brother, I don't know if you're into conspiracy stuff, but this goes way deeper than that. This is
it does.
This is systemic, man. It
does.
It's meant to be that way.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. The realest movie that people shitted on was They Clone Tyrone.
Oh yeah,
it's the realest shit of all time, and we all know it's real, and we don't care. We don't care. It is, yo. I've been talking sarcastically kind of this whole time. I need to get a little serious. Yo, let's be real. Let's just honestly be real. If I told you, yo, you got a chance to vote for Oprah or vote for Maxwell Frost, who's everybody voting for?
Oprah.
Why is that?
Because they know who she is.
Not only that, what's the other reason?
She's rich and a woman and black.
She's a rich, famous black woman.
Yep.
If you remove rich and famous, nobody else will vote for her. I guarantee you. They're giving, Kamala I hate to get back to politics, but they're giving Kamala a back kicking because they claim she flip flops when it comes to being black or being Indian. I could care less, but we need to look at other people. I think in the black community, if we look more at people who are authors, people who politicians, people who are grassroots leaders, people who do great things in our community, not just on the media standpoint, and in the sense of, oh, I gotta look at this rapper, look at this entertainer, this ball player, like these athletes. If we look at other people around our community, we can actually bring more diversity to who should be speaking for us as a whole. Granted, it's probably never gonna happen, to be utterly honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
It's not meant to.
It's not meant to. Exactly. It's not meant to. Like, yo, prime example, they made an AI picture of Taylor Swift. I'm gonna talk about AI on another episode, but they made an AI picture of Taylor Swift holding a MAGA flag, right? Right? And Taylor Swift she's not made a political affiliation, right? And Taylor Swift's fans, and this is the reason why, yo, fuck what you think about some of these white entertainers. Her fans automatically went, how dare you put a political thing on Taylor? She never made the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's dope. Granted, she has that luxury being a white person. She doesn't have to pick a side. Being a black person, we have to pick a side, politically. But they took that picture down right away. They took that AI picture down right away. And I wish we would do the same with our celebrities. Like, yo, I hate to say, like, shut up and dribble. That's not what I'm trying to say in this statement. What I'm saying is, I'm cool with LeBron James taking a political stance. I'm cool with Kevin Hart taking a political stance. I'm cool with Dwayne Johnson, Jay-Z, Ice Cube, whoever it is, taking a political stance. Cardi B, Lotto, whoever you want to mention. I'm cool with that. However, that political stance should be a luxury, not the necessity for me to make my choice, or necessity for me to make a comment, or make weigh my decision making on what I do, or where I should go with my vote, or where I should go with my political views, or where I should go with my views of the entire world. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm trying to say, Phil?
Yeah.
All right. That's what I'm trying to say about the black celebrities, bro. Like, we shouldn't be looking at them first and foremost for if we're doing right or doing wrong in our communities, or if we're not being done right or being done wrong.
I'm actually editing this video now. I'm gonna AI Laura Ingraham onto your face.
Don't you
have her saying what you just said.
Don't you dare put Laura Ingraham on my face.
It's happening.
That tapioca pudding build as. Anyways,
shut up and podcast.
I'm potting right now, yo. All right, so, yo, enough with the serious talk. Let's have some fun in the episode. You know what I'm saying? We got two more topics, of course, and one of those topics is Bro What You Want. Before we get to Bro What You Want, Phil, what's your favorite thing to eat for breakfast? Random question, just a random question.
Okay, so cereal and Pop-Tarts, not bagels. That's white people stuff.
You don't do bagels, man? A nice cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese on it.
I'm liking it now.
Slaps.
I'm liking it now, but no. It was either cereal or the traditional All-Star Special from Waffle House. But yes, cereal and Pop-Tarts.
Okay. Reason why I asked Phil that is because Complex.com dropped their list of the 50 greatest cereals of all time. And I would be lying if I said I didn't have some hiccups about this list. Before I read the top 10, one of my favorite cereals, this cereal is in my top 2. I got 2 cereals in my top 2. My number 1, I'm going to mention in a second. But my second overall of all cereals, actually, I take it back. It'd be my third. My second overall is Frosted Flakes. I freaking love Frosted Flakes,
wait,
bro.
do you put the banana in it?
No.
Bro, have you tried it with the banana?
I have. I wasn't a fan of it.
No, okay.
But my third overall, I should say, not my second. My second is Frosted Flakes. My third, Corn Pops. I love Corn Pops, bro.
Hell yeah.
Corn Pops was number 26 or something on this list. I already have a problem with this list off rip. But
some of these, yeah.
But let me just read the top 10 and we can discuss. Number 10, well, I don't care about 50 through 11. Who cares? But number 10 was Cocoa Puffs.
Nah.
Number 9 was Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
Hell
with
no.
almonds.
That's old people stuff.
Number 8 was Lucky Charms.
I dig it.
Number 7, Frosted Flakes. Yay.
Yep, they're great.
Number 6, Apple Jacks.
Hell yes.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to Apple Jacks for taking that racist ass cinnamon stick off the damn box.
What? You didn't like him?
Cinnamon?
Hold on.
His name is Cinnamon, and he had dreads.
Hold on.
With the Rastafarian hat. That is racist as hell.
Oh, my computer's glitching. I gotta play the commercial, bro.
Oh, Jesus.
We
Christ.
have to.
We're gonna get copyrighted for this one.
We might, but sorry.
We're gonna get copyright striked for this one. Go ahead, play the commercial. His name was Cinnamon.
All right, hang on. Let me unmute my thing here. Okay.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Here I come, I am cinnamon. Here I come, catching cinnamon. Here I come, I am 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 cinnamon.
Bruh. What are you doing, bro? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, Apple Jacks was number 6 with a white apple. It was a red apple, but it was voiced by a white man. You could definitely tell. Chasing a cinnamon stick with dreadlocks. Like, oh, I'm going to catch cinnamon. What kind of slave catching ass joke is this, bro? Jesus Christ, bro. Nat King Cole rolling over in his grave right now.
Oh.
Sorry, Nat Turner. Sorry, I apologize. Jesus Christ. You see how I'm getting my historical figures wrong?
But I bet you he likes cereal too.
Yeah, terrible. All right, number 5 was Fruit Loops. I have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that either.
Number 4 was Oreo O's.
Nope, it was trash.
Trash. Basura. Number 3 was Captain Crunch.
Hell yeah.
Crunch Berries, though.
Yes.
Crunch Berries.
Yeah, but you have to be careful though, because you could either cut your mouth or have a delicious breakfast.
This is true.
And this one actually had the most sugar out of all of them.
Number 2 was Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's my son's, and that's the autism symbol for breakfast.
That's very,
It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
very accurate. Hey, I'm gonna say this. People might feel all sedity when I say this. I'm gonna say it like it is. Yo, my son used to eat Honey Nut Cheerios all the time. Let me explain why. I forgot that government program that you can get.
Snap.
Not Snap.
Wick.
Wick. Yes. Honey Nut Cheerios was on Wick.
Hell yeah.
I used to get that shit all the time when my son was younger. He used to fuck them shits up. But yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios is A1.
Mm-hmm.
But number 1, let me get a round of applause.
Wait.
Oh, you got the round? Oh, my
A
fault.
round of applause.
And for number 1, the round of applause is.
Hold on, too fast.
Hold on, wait one second, y'all. Technical difficulty.
Okay, go ahead. I have to reach across the board here.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go. Number 1.
And number 1 is Cinnamon Toast Crunch, ladies and gentlemen. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Was there any doubt?
No.
Was there any doubt?
Nope.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is crack.
Literally.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is legit crack. I don't care what no one says. That. Hey, another thing is too about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yo, the 2 cereal pieces be eating each other in the commercial.
Yeah, that's how good it is.
Like,
They're cannibals.
I know, straight up cannibalism. But there was one commercial, yeah, I kid you not, there was one commercial of it. I think it was 3 of them. One of them ate the other 2, and the other one was like licking his lips, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized, oh, damn, I'm tasty too. He ate himself. How the fuck he eat himself? Pause.
Hey, you know what's crazy? A little fun fact about the top 10 list here.
Yeah.
That one actually has the least amount of sugar.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, really?
Out of the 10, top 10, yep.
Really?
Yep.
Well, my guess would have been Lucky Charms for sure.
Yeah. Now, did you drink the milk
For Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
for any cereal? Do you drink the milk afterwards?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes, yes.
Okay.
Especially Cinnamon Toast Crunch because it was like horchata kind of.
And here's the thing that you can not decide, but they can tell whether you're a psychopath or not.
So,
Is how you pour and eat your cereal.
cereal first, milk second.
Okay. Just saying. Some people put the milk first.
I already know we're about to go, but cereal first, milk second. Cereal first, milk second. Also, what I want to say too, the reason I wanted to read this list, yo, if you feel like this list is not right, please let me know. Like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is number 1. That's all that matters to me personally.
Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs, man. That's my number 1.
Trash.
I cannot believe you said that.
Also, let me say something too.
Tricks,
Wait, let me say something too.
Rice Krispie treats.
Yo, some of these, by the way, Wheaties is on this list. Wheaties is trash. No one cares about Wheaties until like an NBA player wins a championship or Olympian is on the box. No one cares about Wheaties. Do you go in the grocery store and look at? Talking to the camera, ladies and gentlemen. Do you go to the grocery store, see Wheaties on the counter or on the shelf, I should say, and go, I should get this box. Because if it just says Wheaties with that red box, you're not buying it. I'm sorry, you're not buying it. But let Michael Jordan be on that box, you're buying it. LeBron James be on the box, you're buying it. Michael Phelps, you're buying it. Who was the dude that had Michael Phelps' record before Michael Phelps in the 80s?
Greg Louganis.
No, the swimmer. Mark Schmidt, Rick, whatever his name is.
Spitz.
Yeah, Spitz, Mark Spitz, whatever his name is. If he's on the box, you'll buy it for the older generation who's probably watching this podcast.
Grape Nuts.
No, trash. The other issue I have with this list, none of the generic cereals is on this list.
Well, people like the sugar.
I know, but the generic Fruit Loops is better than the regular Fruit Loops.
Oh, you talking about fruit lumps?
Whatever it's called. Some of the generic cereals are kind of better than the name brands. I'm just saying, for those who know, no. For those who grew up in the hood or grew up broke,
What was the Apple Jacks one? It was Apple O's or something like that?
I think it was Apple O's.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yeah, some of the what's the word? The generic ones were better. Another thing is too, they had Special K and Life on this list. Special K and Life are both trash. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yo, they had Special K higher than Corn Pops on this.
Yeah, I see that. Life is number 40. How is Apple Cinnamon Cheerios 39? That's the same thing as Apple Jacks.
My point exactly. I will say this though. Raisin Bran Crunch, for how popular that cereal is kind of low on this list.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat Raisin Bran Crunch myself, but how popular that cereal really is, I'm kind of surprised by how low it is on that list.
Bro, isn't there like a cereal bar in Orlando?
There is a cereal bar in Orlando.
No, we gotta go.
Also, yo, there's a cereal that's on this list that looks, I think is it Crave?
Crave, yeah.
Crave. Yo, every time I see the commercials, it looks like, you ever ate pizza rolls?
Yeah.
It looks like the outside looks like the pizza roll coating, but the inside is like chocolate. That just sounds disgusting to me for cereal.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyways, Complex, this list is not bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is probably the first list I've seen of you guys that you guys didn't fuck up.
You know who's not on the list though? Cookie Crisp.
I'm good with that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Who doesn't want cookies for breakfast?
The only cookie I want for breakfast, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Demi Lovato, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying, baby girl?
I got you.
I had to. You know, I had to shoot my shot at Demi Lovato. You know I love me some Demi.
Yeah, she's thick.
She thick. You know how thick Demi Lovato is?
How thick?
Yeah, okay. You can make this a short if you want. I'm gonna tag her on it too. You ever drank the juice Tampico?
Yeah.
That's how thick Demi Lovato is. For those who know,
Delicioso.
that's how thick Demi Lovato is. If you drink, just take one. Don't even take like a cup of it. Just take a shot of Tampico, and how thick that juice is. That's how thick Demi Lovato is. That girl is. Sorry, that girl. They. Right.
Yep.
That's how thick they is. That just sounds weird.
They is thick.
That's how thick they are.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I went to public school in New York City. Sorry, my English isn't that great. But anyways, enough about the cereal and how thick Demi Lovato is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming towards the end of the show, so you know what time it is. It's time for Bro.
What you on?
All right, so for this Bro What You On segment, we're going to talk about a lady out of Louisville. Her name is Ricky Smith. Ricky Smith was arrested. Do you guys want to know why Ricky Smith was arrested?
Yeah, tell us.
She was arrested for stealing a car. But guess what her reason for stealing the car was?
I don't know.
She said that Kanye West, ladies and gentlemen, mind controlled her into stealing the car. You might think I'm joking. You might think I'm trying to be funny. But she said that Kanye West used mind control to tell her to steal a car with a child in the backseat.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So she got arrested for carjacking, of course, and kidnapping.
I think I know it song. It's the scoopity doopity doop, poopity boop doop.
Nah, bro.
That song, right?
I would have thought it was flashing lights. You know, because the cop lights behind her and all that shit. I thought it would have been flashing lights. No. maybe since she's kidnapping the kid and the kid maybe has a bad day, welcome to the good life, I guess. Maybe. No.
Okay. I know we're talking about this lady.
These are terrible puns. I'm sorry.
But
guys.
like Kanye, his last good album was what? Graduation?
I disagree.
All right.
Kanye's best album is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was what, 2009?
I think so. That album came out my sophomore year in high school, or
so he hasn't had anything really good in over a decade.
I disagree. I think Life of Pablo was pretty good.
Okay, I agree.
I think I love Life of Pablo because of the concept how like every day there was like an update to the album. Like whether it was adding a new verse, it was kind of like a living album, pretty much. I think that was the name of the concept he called it.
Yeah,
I did like that concept on Life of Pablo. But my favorite Kanye album, and I think it's Kanye's OPM something. Sorry, I used to be a big fan of literature, and I should know these sayings and all this stuff, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But I think Kanye's best album is definitely My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Especially with everything that happened around the album. You know, right before the album, like a year before the album came out, the whole Taylor Swift thing happened.
Yeah.
I think Barack Obama had just got sworn into office and he called Kanye an asshole for what he did to Taylor and all that other shit. And then Kanye dropped Power, and people were like Power, but people weren't really feeling Power like that.
No, that's a
And then
song.
he did that runaway performance at the VMAs. Yo, I think that album, that whole rollout for that album was great to me. And then every Friday he was dropping a new song with Good Fridays. I think that was prime Jay as a teenager. So, you know, how these kids are now with Playboy Cardi, that's what I was at the time with Kanye. So I get why kids are always in love with people like Playboy Cardi and like with Playboy Cardi, Future, I guess.
Okay.
Well, Future is more of like us and them at the same time, which is weird.
Okay.
Which is weird. But anyways, back to this lady stealing cars and kidnapping babies. Yo, let me read this story real quick. All right, so 28-year-old Ricky Smith of Louisville, I should say, claims that the artist formerly known as Kanye West utilized mind control to make her steal a vehicle with a child inside. As reported by WEHT, the woman was arrested on Friday, August 30th, which was a week ago, after bystanders reported her attempting to break into vehicles outside of a business in Evansville. A person working at the nearby business said that they witnessed her trying to open various car doors in the parking lot. She found one that was unlocked and sat in it briefly. Smith later entered a second vehicle as the mother went inside a nearby store, at which point the witnesses attempted to pull her out of the car. The mother ran over to the car, pulled Smith by her hair. When Evansville police arrived at the scene, the mother explained that she left her vehicle unlocked because she wanted to go get something quickly from the store while taking her child to daycare. And of course, Miss Ricky Smith walked in there and tried to kidnap the baby and steal the car. Yo, first and foremost, before I kick in Ricky's back in, yo, to the mother, stop leaving your kids in the car unattended, bro.
Yo.
I can't stand that shit, bro. Like, I know the main part of the story is this lady stealing the car and blaming Kanye for it. But to the mom, I understand you want to be in and out. I get that. Yo, it's nothing to take a minute to get your kid out the car seat just to go inside and come back out. I get it. There's been times where I need to go to the gas station and put gas in my car. I don't feel like taking my son out of the car seat. Guess what? I wait until I don't have my son. Or I go back there, take him out the car seat. We walk our little happy asses into Wawa. I pay for my gas, walk right back in, put him back in his car seat, pump my gas. It's nothing but an extra 5 minutes to my
routine.
My routine. It doesn't really make a difference to me personally. But anyways, back to Ricky Smith. Yo, Kanye's been accused of a lot of things over the years, right? You know, being a womanizer, alcoholic. Now with the whole laughing gas thing that he's always getting high on, like dental laughing gas. Mind control wasn't on my bingo list, to be honest with you, with Kanye West. I'm not saying I don't believe her. I mean, because I've seen crazy things happen in this damn world. I'm going to be real with you, Phil. But for Kanye West to tell you to steal the car with a baby inside of it, baby girl, you get this for the day. Yo, I can't even make words for this, bro.
I know.
I'm like, bro, what you on?
Thank you. Like, you deserve that. Like, bro, what you on? Like, Kanye told her to steal a car with a baby inside of it, bro. My thing is, before I end the show, my thing is, I got a serious question about that. Yo, did Kanye told her to try every car or just get that car specifically? Because if Kanye told her to try every car, that's terrible mind control.
Right?
That's terrible. Like, yo, try every car within a mile radius of you till you find a baby inside of it and steal it. Like, you know how stupid that sounds?
You know, if I was a supervillain, that would be my power.
Mind control?
Yep.
Honestly, I would want invisibility.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I would be stealing money left and right.
Yeah, but if you have mind control, just tell them to give it to you.
No. I want invisibility.
Okay, all right.
Other reason too is next time I get a girlfriend, I'm gonna catch her ass cheating.
Well, if she was cheating, she would just tell you. You have mind control. Or you have mind control to never do it.
First of all, let's get something straight.
Wake up to breakfast in head every day.
Listen.
Mind control.
Listen. There's no such thing as mind controlling a woman. And the type of woman I date either black women or Hispanic women. There's no type of mind control in either one of those.
Nope.
If anything, you try to mind control them, you catching the 2-piece, no biscuit. But anyways, y'all, this has been another great episode of Serious Sarcasm Podcast. But before I end off and leave you guys, I did want to give kind of a moment of silence and a sign off to some people that we've lost over the past couple of weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give me 1 second. Let me just pull this up because there's something I actually want to say specifically. And it's something I actually wrote out. So give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here I am. So I wanted to give a rest in peace and a sincere rest in peace to 6 people today. Those 6 people are none other than the late, great Mr. Fat Man Scoop, Crooklyn Clan. Of course, you know Fat Man Scoop. As you guys know, Fat Man Scoop was a DJ, hype man, rapper, a pillar in the hip hop community, and I want to give him a rest in peace and a final send off. Fat Man Scoop passed away after he collapsed on stage last week, and the reason I want to give him a shout out is because he went out doing what he loved doing. Like, I grew up listening to Fat Man Scoop on Hot 97. I grew up listening to him on the radio. So for him to pass away, it kind of hurt me. Like it really got me. You know what I'm saying? And then the next person I want to shout out is somebody that we just lost less than 24 hours ago, and that's none other than Mr. Rich Homie Quan. Yo, if you were in high school from 2010 to maybe, I'm not saying you've been in high school for 6 years, but if you were in high school from 2010 to 2016 or in college in that same time frame, or from high school going into college, you guys know how big Rich Homie Quan was to us. Especially here, I went to high school and college here in Florida in the South. Yo, Rich Homie Quan was that man, bro. So to lose him, and it just sucks because I remember seeing an interview of his recently with Matt Hoffa where he was talking about his addictions and how low he sank at one point to where he was now, and how he is with his girl and his family. You know, he has a young child, and his girl is actually pregnant now, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I could understand if you guys want to correct me. But I do want to give him a final send-off as well. The last person I want to give a final send-off is to the 4 victims of the shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in America. Hold on, let me say this first. What I'm about to say next is not a political stance. It's a common, basic human decency stance. This shit has to stop with the shootings, bro. It's I can't explain it. When I see these victims' faces, there's a football coach who's also a math teacher, a woman who's a math teacher who got killed, a young boy who got killed, well, 2 young boys who got killed. I think 14 and 15 were both their ages, if I'm not mistaken. And one of those boys was actually an autistic kid. Seeing these 4 victims' faces, and if you look at these pictures, like all 4 of them got smiles on their faces.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at the picture, all 4 of them got smiles on their faces, bro. Like, so for Miss Christina Ermi, if I'm not pronouncing her name correctly, who was teaching math, I want to say rest in peace to you. To the coach, Coach A, I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't want to butcher it. So to Coach A, rest in peace. I think I'm going to try to pronounce his name. Rest in peace, though. To Coach Richard Aspinwall, I think I pronounced that right. To Coach Richard Aspinwall, rest in peace. To the 14-year-old Mason Shermanhorn, I believe how you say his last name. Rest in peace. He was also on the spectrum as well. As a dad of a kid who's on the spectrum, that hurts me probably super crazy right now. And last but not least, man, to Christian Angolo. To Christian, man, rest in peace to you as well, young man. Rest in peace to all 4 victims. This shit has to stop. I'm sick of hearing, you know, this gun violence is about mental health. I could care less about that shit at this point. There's no reason why 14-year-old kids, 13-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids in general, children should not have to be afraid to go to school, bro. There's no reason why an airport should have more security than a school.
Right?
Actually, I take that back. There's no reason why a school should have the same level of security as an airport. Because schools are afraid of kids getting shot. There's no reason why these kids should be going to school with clear book bags now because we're afraid that one kid may have a gun inside of it or a gun on their person. I went to school in New York City where I had to walk through a metal detector every single fucking day. And I didn't think it was right then. I still don't think this shit is right here. And that's me living in the inner city in Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights, where I had to walk through a metal detector every single day to go to school. So to see kids go through this shit in some of these well-off and affluent neighborhoods, this is not an inner city issue. Please don't bring up places like Chicago to me. Please don't bring up places like Memphis, New Orleans, Houston. Don't bring up these places no more because it's not happening in these places. I have yet to hear a school shooting happen in a Brooklyn school recently, a school in Chicago, a school in Atlanta. Well, I mean, this is Georgia. It's not too far from Atlanta. But some of these other inner cities that people always like to reference when it comes to black on black crime or black on Hispanic crime or Hispanic on black crime or Hispanic crime. Like, I don't hear that when it comes to these schools. You hear about the fights. You hear about the discipline that some of these kids in inner cities have to go through. You hear about some of the resources these schools don't have. So some of these kids act out because they're not learning or they're not getting the proper education that they so rightly deserve from our public school system. But scratch all that to the side. Even if a kid is being misbehaved, he doesn't have to be afraid of getting shot by his classmate, bro. I don't understand why. I just don't understand this anymore, bro. I haven't understand this since Sandy Hook. And Sandy Hook was what, 12 years ago now?
Yeah. Yep.
Like those kids from Sandy Hook, I think would have graduated high school by now, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they would be in college.
They'll be in college right now. That's how long this has been going on. And even before that, like, I was born in 1993. Columbine happened in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, right?
99.
99. Columbine happened in 99. Put that in perspective to y'all. A lot of people who's watching this podcast, y'all 25, 26, that's around the time, you were born around the time Columbine happened. I'm just going to put that in perspective for you. And this shit is still going on to this day. There's no reason why there's more school shootings in America than any place in the world combined. Year in, year out. And people always want to cite the Second Amendment. I could care less what your political stance is when it comes to red, blue, or green. I could care less. This is about protecting children, the most innocent people we have on earth. I don't know what to say, Phil. This shit frustrates me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely frustrates me, bro.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, to those people I just mentioned, those 6 souls that we did lose, man, I do want to say rest in peace to you guys, give you guys a final send-off. This has been another episode of Serious Sarcasm Podcast, y'all.